Hey, I'm Fox 6 meteorologist Tom Wachs. I want to talk to you today about a tornado that touched down in Germantown, Wisconsin on Monday, August 10th. Officially, it touched down at 2:12 in the afternoon. And take a look at this viewer video that we got. Pretty impressive. You see it spinning away there. But this was not a traditional tornado that we're used to thinking of. This is called a gustnado or a landspout. Usually it forms on the front side of the storm as opposed to a regular tornado that forms more to the rear of the thunderstorm. And let me kind of explain the differences here. A landspout forms from the ground up, as opposed to a tornado that forms from cloud level coming down. So here's what happens with a landspout. You get a rapid stretching of the air. So think of the air kind of getting sucked up into the cloud, and as that air is rapidly stretching, you start to get a violently rotating column of air, which we define as a tornado. Let me kind of put this into perspective for you. What happens when a figure skater is spinning and then she brings her arms in? She spins faster, right? So that's sort of how you can envision this. As that air rapidly stretches, it's going to spin faster. That is how we get this landspout. Now, because it forms from the ground up, it is too low to be detected by Doppler radar. And think about that. As the radar beam goes out, because of the curvature of the Earth, we're looking at the low to mid levels of the storm. We're not looking at the ground, right? So we're not able to see that develop on the ground. That's why we did not have a tornado warning in this situation. Now, typically they are very weak and they are also short-lived. That's another reason why we often don't see warnings, because they simply don't live that long. This one in particular was not on the ground very long, only for a couple of minutes. And again, it was very weak. The National Weather Service rating this an EF0 on a scale from 0 to 5, 5 being the strongest. And also, usually in these situations, the winds of this landspout or this gustnado will not exceed the winds coming out of the thunderstorm in terms of its speed. So if we have 60-mile-an-hour straight line winds potentially coming out of this thunderstorm, you're going to see this landspout also producing winds roughly in that same ballpark. So that's why, once again, they're typically very much on the weak side. That's the latest look at the Germantown tornado. Thanks for logging on.